All right. Hello, everyone. Friends, we're live again. It's day 12 of 100 days of straight live streaming here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, multiple destinations using StreamYard. StreamYard is our the software that we use to be able to go live on multiple platforms simultaneously to multi-stream. So you need to check out StreamYard. It's free. You can get a free account, or forever free account, as I like to say. Some products that you sign up for free, it's a 14-day trial, a 30-day trial, but this is truly free forever, unless they go bankrupt, and they're not. They actually just got funded or merged with another company, so they've got new resources. They're going to be able to grow, so it's a great platform. strammel.info/StreamYard, and that'll allow you to get a free account, and that's my link. And actually, if you sign up for a paid account, if you decide that the free account is not quite what you wanted, or better said, maybe you want some of the functions that you can get with a paid account, then you get $10 off if you use my link. Just to be clear, though, the free account is very capable. I used it for almost 3 months, and it's great. You can go live or stream live on up to 2 destinations for 20 hours a month. So for many people, especially if you're just getting started, that's more than enough. So again, we're live. This is our 12th day on this journey to go live 100 days straight. We started on the same day that Joe Biden was inaugurated in as president. I originally titled these live streams First 100 Days of Joe Biden's Presidency. It was really just a kind of a tie-in to the first 100 days of a president, since that's such a big deal. But I think some misinterpreted or thought that it was going to be that we were going to talk about politics, and from day one we haven't. And on day one I actually mentioned that we wouldn't, so I'm not using that title anymore. But so we're not going to talk about politics here. I have plenty to say about that, but this is not the forum for that. So it's Sunday, so we're not going to actually go all that long. We got started a little bit late tonight, but we got started before midnight, so it's still technically the 12th day. I've always said if I, for some reason, don't get started until after midnight here in Texas, Central Standard Time, that I'll just claim Pacific Time, and we'll say that we still went live on that day. But nonetheless, one of the things that I talked about last night was this concept that Gary Vaynerchuk has made popular in his book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, which really stands for give, 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 and then ask, talking about providing value, and then asking your audience for the opportunity to provide them a service, a product, what have you. So that value, that free offering, leading into an opportunity for them to buy something from you. And the concept there is, by providing value up front, you've gained their trust, and when you do ask, there'll be very little resistance, and they'll have the knowledge that whatever it is that you're offering them is worth whatever it is that you're asking. So I played a video from TurboTax, one that I thought was really cool, and the audio came through, but the actual video didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that. This time it should work. So I'm going to switch over to that video, and then I'm going to play it, and hopefully it'll work this time.
And free, down about your damn free, trying to get your down free. It's free in here for free, free, down to get your down, make it on free, free. And free, here we go, it's free, trying to get your down free. It's free in here, free.
That's right. TurboTax Free Edition is free. Free.
So I thought that commercial was really good, and I've only seen it on YouTube. I'm not really sure if it's on Facebook or some of the other platforms, but I actually use TurboTax to do my taxes, but I'm starting a new company, and I'm likely going to start using a CPA again. So if you're in Hood County, where I live, and you have some recommendations, let me know. So, and talking about Hood County, if you're looking for a good place to go eat, you just saw me take a drink with a cup from Paradise Bistro and coffee. Great place to go have something to eat, a good cup of coffee. We like to eat breakfast for lunch there on Sundays, or lunch on a number of other days. So anyway, great place to go. So if you're in Hood County, if you're in Tarrant County, Somerville, Erath, even Johnson County, you've probably heard of Granbury. So come to Granbury, take in some good food, some good coffee, good pastries at Paradise Bistro. And it's right there on the square in Granbury. And, just come visit historic Granbury, Texas. I actually live in Toller, which is pretty close, but nonetheless. So I didn't start out at the very beginning what I have started out with each night, so I'm going to do that now. It's two things that I'm encouraging everyone to do every night that I go live, and that first one is to start a YouTube channel. So I'm going to say that for 100 nights or days. Maybe I'll actually go live during the day one of these times if I can get around to it. But I highly encourage you to start a YouTube channel regardless of what you do. My recommendation is that you start a YouTube channel that's just your name. Personal branding allows you to be flexible, allows you to move from one thing to the next. It's not, we shouldn't assume that because you move from one thing to the next that the previous thing was unsuccessful. That can happen at times, but with a personal brand, you don't have to start over at zero again. So let's say that you're a real estate agent and you're very successful in doing that. And let's say I'm a real estate agent and I have everybody come to Shane Trammell, youtube.com/Shane Trammell. And by the way, that's my YouTube channel. Come on over. If you're not on YouTube right now, if you're not watching this on YouTube, come to youtube.com/Shane Trammell. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and you can catch us there. But let's say I was a real estate agent and I decided that I wanted to open up a restaurant, and maybe I put the real estate business on the side. Maybe I could decide to completely get out of real estate, not because I was unsuccessful, but because my what I want to do has changed, and that's it's part of life. Maybe we go from one thing to the next, and we have a new chapter in our life. Well, if you had a YouTube channel that's called XYZ Real Estate Channel, although there's nothing wrong with that, better, I would argue, is you have your personal YouTube channel as a business channel, but you can then go from one thing to the next and your audience is still there. You may decide over time with the personal channel, if you will, that you may want to create some very specific channels, but I would suggest, again, if you don't have a YouTube channel yet, go ahead and just start with a personal brand. Get to that 100 subscribers so that you can create a link that you can remember. Again, preferably with your name. Before you get to 100 subscribers, it's just a long string of letters and numbers, and it would be very hard for you to remember it. And yes, you could use a URL shortener, which I use at times as well, to make it easier to remember. For me, that's strammel.info/YouTube. It's basically just another way to get to my YouTube channel. But when you get to 100 subscribers, you can then get a custom URL, whatever you want it to be, something hopefully you can remember. Again, hopefully it's just your name, and then it's easy for you to tell people what it is, just verbally, or to type it out in an email. All the different ways that you would share it, it just becomes easier to do. So that's what I recommend. Second thing, I suggest that you begin to build and manage an email list. I'm also recommending that you go with ConvertKit because it's free, again, and not only because it's free, but because it's an amazing platform. I've been using it for about a year now for all kinds of things: landing pages, broadcast email messages, sequences, challenges, email challenges, 21-day this, 14-day that, completely automated. Someone can join that sequence at any point in time, and then they'll get the 14 days of emails, the 21 days of emails. I'm even using it to just be connected with people on a personal level with the way social media is as volatile as it is right now. I wanted to have a way to be personally connected with my community. And, that particular way of connecting, and the cool thing about ConvertKit is I can have segments. So if you come to strammel.com/connect, strammel.com/connect, you'll get a landing page, and please go to that and connect with me on a personal level. And any emails that I send out to that segment is just going to be, hey, how are things going? What's up? Those kind of things. Very personal, very just connecting, not selling, not marketing, none of that. Now, if you have connected with me that way, but yet you've also shown interest in, for example, maybe a class that I'm going to have on YouTube, I'll have other sequences that will follow up with people that have been interested in that, which will be more oriented towards, hey, are you interested in this class? Are you interested in this coaching session? Are you interested in so forth and so on? So I have the ability to communicate different things to different segments. And so, in other words, if you're have shown an interest in connecting with me personally, as well as connecting with me in the way of wanting help with YouTube and other things, you'll kind of get both types of communication. So come, if for no other reason, go test it out, see how it would work for you, and then unsubscribe. I think that you would benefit from staying subscribed. But if you just want to try it out, again, go to strammel.com/connect and then fill in your name, email address. You'll get an email saying, hey, we're connected. And then you could turn right around and click on the link at the bottom of that email and unsubscribe if you wanted to. But then if nothing else, you would be able to see what you would be able to do with the free ConvertKit account. So that's strammel.info/ConvertKit. That link is actually in the description of this live stream, so you can just click on it there if you want, and that'd be great. So I would love to hear where you're listening from, watching from, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay. It's always helpful for me to have those points of, or those pieces of information for context to know, how, what's going on with my community. Now, I realize going live at almost midnight, it's 4 minutes until midnight here in Texas Central Standard Time. I honestly don't expect a lot of people to be on. That's just kind of the way it has to be right now with regards to when I can carve out the time to do this. I hope you're benefiting from these. I know that you would benefit more if you would take the time to share with me things that you would like to hear me talk about, whether that's live streaming, more the technical aspects of that, the maybe the business aspects of it, how you could use it in your very specific situation. If you're a consultant, a coach, real estate agent, restaurant owner, contractor, roofing company, dentist, doctor, manager of a company, just an individual, not sure what they want to do next, but you just know that you want to do something, get started, then, send me a direct message, or you can send me an email at Shane@Trammel, Trammel, just like you see it in some of the links here. Shane@Trammel.me. You can send me an email there. Be more than happy to connect with you. Be more than happy to see, where you're headed, what you would like to do. So streaming, as I've mentioned in previous episodes, as I've started day one of this 100 days of live streaming, I've mentioned the fact that streaming is here to stay. More and more people are going to be using it to do more and more things. Virtual conferences, just imagine almost anything that you did to gather in person. Much of that is going to be like it already has been because of COVID-19. Much of that is going to continue even once we've gotten to what we would consider normal again, because for one, people are now used to it. Honestly, I think some people like the fact that they don't have to travel as much anymore. So there's pros and cons to it. I'm not here to talk about necessarily the pros and cons of it. I'm just here to talk about the fact that it's here to stay, that it will only continue to be more and more important. There are platforms literally being released, seems like every week, certainly every month, where their main offering is to do virtual conferences, virtual events, virtual concerts, all of those kinds of things. So it's here to stay. I do recommend that you go and get a StreamYard account. I've already mentioned that, but if you go and sign up, it's super, super quick. You can connect your Facebook page. If you have one, you can go live on just your personal profile, which I'm going on my personal profile tonight. So hello, friends from way back, Joshua, when I went to high school, and so many others that I've met over the years that I'm connected with on my personal profile. Thank you for listening. Who would have ever thought that I would actually go and consistently live stream? I certainly would have never thought that. I'm, I think by nature, more of an introvert until I get to know a person, or until I am more comfortable around a set or a group of people. But I have developed over time, I guess, the ability to be at least seemingly more extroverted. So, I'm overcoming some of my own hesitations, some of my own inabilities in my natural self. And what I like about someone I had heard said one time, that they were an introvert, but they were able to find moments of courage to be able to, talk in front of an audience, present in front of an audience, those types of things. So I'm finding more and more that I can find moments of courage to do this. I've been fortunate over the last 25 years to basically work with Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies, and you can't help but have to get in front of people and talk through challenges, offer up solutions, all of those kind of things. So that has certainly helped. But I would have never thought that I would be going live, and so many others I know are in that same situation. They would have never thought they would be going live for, possibly thousands, tens of thousands, and if not even hundreds of thousands of people to, be watching, listening to what they have to say. So I think, again, since it's a Sunday night, I'm going to end this short. I do want to ask that you come follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've already mentioned it once. I just want to mention it as I exit the stream for tonight. But if you go to strammel.info/YouTube, or just go to youtube.com/Shane Trammell, hit the subscribe button, click notifications, mostly so that you can know when I come out with the next video. The one thing that you might want to know about YouTube, if you take my advice and start your own channel, is that I think it's assumed that if someone subscribes to your channel, then they're going to know when you have the next video and the next one and all those things. And that's actually not the case. They're really not going to see that or be notified of that unless they turn on notifications. And I would also recommend you can select all notifications, or there's some other option. I would recommend that you select all notifications. That way you'll know every time that we go live on YouTube. I've been focusing and will continue to focus probably for the next 100 days on this live stream, but we already have videos, and we'll be producing more videos that cover, in a more detailed way, technology that you can use for live streaming, technology that you can use for pre-recorded videos. So, it may seem that my focus, or that the only way that I think YouTube works is through live streaming. That's certainly not the case. As much as I like live streaming, it's, also obviously a platform where you record a video, probably edit that video, get it, to where it needs to be with regards to how long the video lasts, the audio quality, all of those things, edit it, and then upload it. So we've got a number of videos already where you can, take in some of that knowledge that we've shared. We'll be doing more of that. We'll be doing some giveaways for those that are into photography or, video, especially if you're going to be starting a YouTube channel. You will, over time, if you don't already have it, probably be investing in, just like I did, some equipment to basically up your game, you may want to start with, or you may only be able to start with, and I completely understand, with, let's say, a laptop that has a camera built into it and a microphone built into it. Almost all modern laptops do. Maybe you have a external webcam of some sort. Those are, a Logitech or various others. And again, as good as those are, they don't really compare to a digital SLR or a mirrorless camera. So you'll probably find yourself over time wanting to upgrade, and we can help you with that. We'll have videos on some of that as much as possible, but I certainly know a lot more than I have time to produce videos for, so just reach out and we'll be more than happy to help you. I've got actually a opportunity to talk with someone, as I mentioned this last night, that had already hired some professionals to help them with building out a studio, and they're concerned that they're not really getting what they are being promised. And so, mostly because I'm just putting myself out there, I'm going to get an opportunity to share with them my knowledge and, set them hopefully on the right path. I'm a disinterested, or I have no skin in the game. They're not paying me to put together their studio, so I can give them a honest, straightforward, transparent input with regards to all that. And, they should get, I think, some value out of that. So that being said, I'm being quiet just for a minute so you can take in, I really like this soundtrack that's playing right now. But this is from Soundstripe. So one other thing that you may want to look into as you begin to create a YouTube channel, if you're going to, or if you maybe already have one and you're looking for good music, I like Soundstripe. So you can see the link up there in the top left. Go check that out. I originally started with Epidemic Sound, and many YouTubers still use it. For my own reasons, I have switched to Soundstripe and very happy with it. You can't go wrong with Epidemic Sound, by the way. They have some great selection. And if Epidemic Sound is listening, would love for you to reach out and let's talk. And, again, it's good. So Epidemic Sound, you can't go wrong with. Soundstripe, you can't go wrong with. Music Bed is another one. Art List is another one. And there are others, but those are the ones that I'm most familiar with and that most of your YouTubers are using. There's free sound from YouTube itself. So the thing that I find most creators saying with regards to what's available on YouTube itself is it makes it more difficult for you to sound different than your neighbor, if you will. And so if you care about that, or if that is something you're interested in, which is being somewhat unique with something like Soundstripe or Epidemic Sound, the library, the music library is so large that you have a lot better chance of picking something that's unique, that you like, that's kind of fits your vibe, if you will. So we're going to close this out. I do want to say thank you again, especially those that have either watched every one of these every night somehow at almost midnight, or you've watched the replay. You've encouraged me with a thumbs up, a heart, a comment, something along those lines. I appreciate that. And if you haven't yet, but you wanted to, go ahead and go back to the previous videos. I think we all know that Facebook especially is driven by an algorithm that pushes things out if there's high engagement, and engagement is really not so much a like. as much as I appreciate those and thank you for those, Facebook puts more emphasis on comments and sharing more than they do anything else. So if you comment, if you share, that would be so amazing. And if you would come join us or join me on YouTube, that's where my focus is. I do have to say, if anyone that has subscribed in the last couple of days is here, thank you, because I was at about 305 yesterday. Now I'm at 315, so gained about 10 subscribers, and every single subscriber matters, gets me closer to that 1,000 subscribers that's the next milestone for me. So again, thank you. Have a great evening, and until the next one, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.